INEC extends voting time in selected areas in Edo State. Oshiomhole debunks vote buying allegations against APC in Edo State. And Lagos State issues final relocation notice to Makoko residents. Many thanks for joining us on the news on TV 360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkunle. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has announced an extension of voting hours in certain areas of Edo State where polls opened late during today's gubernatorial election. INEC spokesperson Mohammed Aruna said that while many polling units commenced voting on time, there were reports of delays in some locations. To ensure no voter is disenfranchised, INEC has instructed that voting will continue until the last person in line as of 2:30 p.m. has casted their ballot. This decision comes in response to a report of late arrival of INEC officials at various polling units, including that of PDP candidate Asue Ighodalo. The electoral body has also directed its Edo State office to provide adequate backup power supply where necessary to facilitate the extended voting process. And operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested some suspected vote buyers in ongoing Edo governorship election. They were arrested in Ego local government area of the state around 10 a.m. EFCC officials left the location with 3 suspects, 2 males and a female, but some residents kicked against the arrest, insisting they were being victimized. The EFCC had on Friday said it was deploying operatives to monitor the election, vowing to maintain the integrity of the exercise. Meanwhile, the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, has denied the allegations that the All Progressive Congress (APC) came with money to buy votes. The Edo former governor disclosed this while speaking with journalists after casting his votes in Estako West local government area of Edo State. Voting has been disrupted at Ikpoba Oka Ward 7 Unit 39 Benin City due to manufacturing bimodal voters accreditation system BVAS machine during Saturday's Edo election. Now, according to report, voting which began at 8 a.m. came to an halt shortly after its unit located in Ologbo Shere Primary School, affecting 838 registered voters. INEC officials have been notified of the issue and are reportedly working to replace the faulty machines. Now, despite the setback, voting is proceeding smoothly in other units within the school. Voters at the affected units, while praising the peaceful atmosphere, have urged INEC to act quickly to avoid disenfranchisement. And to give update on the ongoing election in Edo State, earlier on I spoke with an election observer in the state, Nelson Ekujumi, and I began by asking him the atmosphere of the state as voting was going on in the state.
The election generally, if you look at it, has been very peaceful. The turnout was fair, but it is when we get the total results that we're able to make a comparison of the turnout or measure the turnout, generally. But by and large, across the states, there was a virtually zero or very minimal record of electoral disturbance.
Well, earlier today, there were reports indicating that some INEC officials arrived very late at several polling units. What do you think is the cause? And additionally, there were allegations that EFCC arrested some individuals for vote buying. How credible are these claims?
Well, the late arrival of INEC personnel in some of the polling units cannot be divorced from the human element. You and I know that INEC does not have control over vehicles that will move their men and materials. They have a relationship with the NURT, the logistics business entities. And whether they are the ones responsible, one will not be able to say. But if you look at the overall assessment of INEC arrival at polling stations and when elections, accreditation and voting started, you know definitely from the general report, INEC has scored almost about 95%. And you and I know if you score 95% in any exam, that is an outstanding A. That so that is for the turnout. The EFCC before the elections were aware that they were around to arrest vote buyers and sellers, and their presence in a great way affected that business of vote buying and selling. So if we have reports that some persons were arrested, definitely you can expect that. But it's a good thing that the security or the anti-corruption agencies are on ground to ensure that that does not happen. And whoever is suspected of doing that will be arrested, and investigation will be conducted, then the law will take its course.
Well, lastly, before I let you go now, can you describe the security presence you've observed in the area? How are security operatives interacting with residents, and have there been any report of incidents or disturbance so far?
The security architecture deployed for this election is excellent, superb. You have security men stationed at points with arms stationed on the major routes. If you don't have any business being on the road, if you don't have a voter's card that you are going to vote, or you are not on essential duty, maybe you are a medical personnel or what have you, you are turned back politely. But if you have reasons to be on the road and you can explain yourself with documents, you are allowed free passage. There were motorized patrol all through the state, even during the rains, because it rained, a lot here today. During the rains, the motorized patrol was still on. The roadblocks were still on. You see the security personnel on the road, the Nigerian Army, as well as the Nigerian police and other agencies of states. Then, talking about their relationship with the residents, with the people of Edo State, I can tell you for free, there's nowhere people complained or that one got to know of altercations or fracas with security agencies. Rather, I have a report that there was a particular polling unit where some persons were trying to prevent voters, that when they reported to the security persons on ground, they had to call for security reinforcement. And by the time the security reinforcement will come, those boys are taking flight.
And that was election observer Nelson Ekojumi giving us an update on the voting process in Edo State. And former presiding officers of Nigeria's National Assembly have expressed their full support for President Bola Tinubu's administration during a visit at the presidential villa in Abuja. The group, led by former Senate President Ken Nnamani, pledged to assist the government in assisting the nation's pressing challenges, emphasizing the need for unity across political divides. President Tinubu, in response, assured the delegation and all Nigerians of his administration's commitment to delivering tangible results in areas such as infrastructure, food, energy security, education, and long-term economic stability.
You are the one to make the clear interpretation of where we are, how we are, educate our people. Imagine when I resumed, I said, the subsidy was gone. There was no subsidy in the budget handed over to me. I can't be creative and look for magic lamp to create a budget.
We believe that with your experience, you are able to face the difficulties and surmount them. What gives us more hope is the courage with which you handle the issue of local government autonomy, which has won you open admiration from friends and foes alike. We are convinced that you will dig deeper in order to eradicate these problems and restore Nigeria's pride of place among community of nations. On our part, we have seen what elite complacency has cost nations and have resolved to unite across all divides in order to render whatever assistance we may be called upon to do towards nation building and ensuring enduring prosperity for our citizens.
The ECOWAS Commission has successfully wrapped up its 21st meeting of the Committee of Technical Experts for the Abidjan to Lagos Corridor Highway Development Project in Lagos, Nigeria. Representatives from Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria expressed optimism about the imminent completion of crucial technical studies, including detailed design, trade and transport facilitation, spatial development and road safety audit for the ambitious 1,028-kilometer multinational highway project. Nigerian Minister of Works David Umahi highlighted the project's significance, emphasizing its potential to connect the 5 corridor countries and drive economic development across the region. The African Development Bank, ECOWAS Commission and the European Union are financing the technical and preparatory studies with additional contributions from the corridor countries.
The heads of member states of ECOWAS, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, they met to agree to do roads project about 1,068 kilometers, from Lagos to Abidjan. And the design of the projects, the ESIA design, conceptualization, funding mechanisms have been on in the past 11 years. And so today we are going to be listening to the committee of experts in terms of the design. And so we believe that we finalize and approve the design today, and then we set the goal for procurement.
Pour ceux qui viennent en Côte d'Ivoire, ils sauront que
we push all things for the Côte d'Ivoire part in order to fast track the project and made it a reality for each country and specifically for a citizen from Côte d'Ivoire to Nigeria.
Right from our independence, we were one of the founding fathers of this ECOWAS Commission, ECOWAS project, right from the days of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and all other presidents who have come before. So our commitment towards the economic integration of West Africa is not in doubt. And we know that this project is a very important, very key milestone for the realization of the economic integration of Africa. So our commitment is total, and we will continue to work very hard towards the realization of this project.
In a decisive move to ensure public safety, the Lagos State government has issued a final 3-month relocation notice to property owners in Makoko, a waterside community in Yaba. The notice targets structures built dangerously close to high-tension power lines, violating safety regulations. Bolan Oki, General Manager of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, delivered this urgent message during a crucial meeting with community leaders. Now there are more details in this next report.
The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission mandates a 100-meter safety zone between residential structures and transmission lines. However, Makoko's unique layout has led to widespread non-compliance. This has made Bolan Oki, the General Manager of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, emphasize the dangers of electromagnetic radiation and outline potential sanctions for those who fail to comply with urban planning laws.
It is very important that it doesn't want anybody selling plank or planting plank within this environment. And they've promised that before 20th of December, government, that place will have, everything will be in place and government will start noticing it. But it doesn't cost of anything. The life of an average Nigerian is more important than the money. It's not important that the money that the person building under high tension is going to make, because when that thing comes in, you cannot get back the life. But you can get back 10 million, you can get back 10 billion. But the life is a key thing and it's part of it. And I want you to know it's building control. Building control in all its ramifications. It's not about construction alone. It's not about demolition alone. It's about the welfare of an average citizen of Nigeria.
However, the relocation order extends beyond just homeowners. Community leaders were specifically warned against allowing timber merchants recently moved to Agbowa Ikosi from recently in Makoko.
Government message since 2012 when the task forces stormed on our shanties, let me call it shanties, on Monday 16th July 2012. Then shortly on Saturday 21st of July 2012, one of our ballots shot dead and the action stopped. Then on the 20th of November 2013, we went to the parliament and the parliament chairman, the human rights chairman, came to Makoko and said we should step back from high tension 100 meters perpendicular away, and then nobody will. And that's what we keep on till today, and we are going to do it.
We are here to give the necessary support to government because we believe the areas that this project covers still reside under the authority and ownership of Oloto royal family. It's something that we believe we should come and partner with government, because from Top Mainland Bridge, Makoko Aziz to Ilaje Bariga is like a selling point of what Lagos State should be. So people coming in and out of Lagos State right on Top Mainland Bridge should be able to see semblance of a state that is viable, rich, and beautiful.
As the December deadline approaches, tensions are high in this historic waterfront community. The government's push for safety clashes with generations of tradition, leaving many residents facing an uncertain future. Okpayemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.
The United States Embassy in Nigeria has announced that Nigeria has topped the list of African countries with the highest number of students pursuing higher education in the United States. The U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., disclosed this during the 23rd Annual Education U.S. College Fair held in Abuja. Ambassador Mills highlighted that this increasing interest from Nigerian students reinforces the strong ties between the United States and Nigeria. He further noted that in the past year alone, students advised by Education USA Nigeria received over $30 million in financial aid, scholarship, and assistantship, making higher education more accessible than ever.
We're here because the United States wants to invest in Nigeria's greatest asset, its young people. And we want to see many Nigerian students come to America to study, deepen our connections, deepen our ties, and then return to Nigeria to help build a more prosperous, secure Nigeria. So that's why we're here today, hosting this education fair. And I'm really thrilled that we had over 50 different American universities and colleges come here today to talk to Nigerian students who are interested in studying at the graduate and undergraduate level in America. I think most of you know that we have over 17,000 Nigerian students now studying in the U.S. at over 900 different universities across the country, and we'd like to have even more.
I've been looking at U.S. for quite a while now, and I feel like it has a lot of opportunities which can actually boost my activities which I do in school, and the courses I plan on doing, I feel like they'll have the best resources.
I feel like coming here today has exposed me and made me be able to talk to people physically and ask all the questions that I won't be able to easily get online. It showed me numerous opportunities and different environments that I can be myself in case a particular school won't give me the opportunity to be in to be myself. He has exposed me to numerous and various different options and schools.
News now, we now go on a break here, but coming up next, federal government signs MOU for the rehabilitation of Ajaokuta Steel. Details of this story after this break. Welcome back. Now, a quick recap of our top stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has extended voting hours in certain areas of Edo State due to delayed poll opening during today's gubernatorial election. INEC spokesperson Mohammed Aruna confirmed that while many polling units started on time, some experienced delays, including that of PDP candidate Asue Ighodalo. To prevent voter disenfranchisement, INEC has mandated that voting continues until the last person in line as of 2:30 p.m. casts their vote. The Edo State office has also been directed to provide backup power where necessary to support the extended voting process. Mr. told you that in a decisive move to ensure public safety, the Lagos State government has issued a final 3-month relocation notice to property owners in Makoko, a waterside community in Yaba. The notice targets structures built dangerously close to high-tension power lines, violating safety regulations. Balaon Oki, General Manager of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, delivered this urgent message during a crucial meeting with community leaders. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Limas World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. And on business, in response to Nigeria's current economic climate, the Business Recovery and Insolvency Practitioners Association of Nigeria (BRIPAN) has announced a 10th annual international conference set for September 26 and 27 at the Muson Center in Lagos. The event will focus on restructuring and insolvency in times of economic challenges. BRIPAN, an association dedicated to helping struggling businesses regain profitability, aims to address the unprecedented orders facing many companies today. The conference will feature 4 key sections covering global trends, industry-specific challenges, legal reforms, and stakeholders management in insolvency cases, with a particular focus on sectors like construction, manufacturing, aviation, and financial services. BRIPAN emphasizes that understanding and leveraging insolvency and restructuring tools can lead to significant opportunities for businesses.
Our expectation is that the bankers that give loans will understand the provisions of CAMA. Instead of just shutting down businesses, they can engage with BRIPAN members to help in resuscitating those institutions. Okay. That's one. 2, the institutions that are involved in managing businesses and other companies like the CAC, the Corporate Affairs Commission, Security and Exchange Commission, the Stock Exchange, they will also be familiar with the institutions that can support the survival of businesses. And that is why we are always involved in liaising with, training them on what BRIPAN is supposed to do. And that is why if we go to CAMA, BRIPAN was specifically mentioned.
We just think this would be a very good forum, a forum where every one of us can come in, thought leaders, share their ideas, and they have an opportunity. People also have an opportunity to ask questions that are particular to them and their businesses, and understand how insolvency process works. And gone are the days where we think that businesses, once you're insolvent, then it means the business is dead. So there are options now with the company that Allied Matters Act 2020 that helps provides options for restructuring. So for us, it's a forum where we as thought leaders, people as other thought leaders can come in to have conversations, and people who can also benefit from these conversations can join in to attend the conference.
And the Nigerian government and the original builders of Ajaokuta steel plant have signed a memorandum of understanding for the rehabilitation, completion and operation of Ajaokuta steel plant and the National Iron Ore Mining Company in Kogi State, Nigeria. A statement by the Head Press and Public Relations Department, Ministry of Steel Development, Salamatu Jibaniya on Friday, said the agreement was signed through the Minister of Steel Development, Shuaibu Ado, who led a Nigerian delegation to Moscow, Russia from 14th to 21st of September 2024 on a working visit. The call was accepted by Russian Federation when a consortium visited the steel plant in Ajaokuta and the iron ore mining site at Itakpe in August 2024 for preliminary inspections, leading to the invitation for the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding. And on the global scene, Japanese authorities have told tens of thousands of people to evacuate the earthquake-hit region of Ishikawa, an unprecedented rains triggered floods and mudslide. The Japan Meteorological Agency on Saturday issued its highest alert level for Ishikawa, and public broadcaster NHK reported that 2 people were reported missing in the prefecture's Wajima city due to the flooding. The fire department reported receiving several rescue calls in the city of Wajima and Suzu in central Japan, which were among the areas others hit by a New Year's Day earthquake that killed at least 236 people. About 44,700 people have already been ordered to evacuate in Wajima and Suzu, as well as Noto town. And finally, on sports, the Nigeria's women rugby team, the Green Falcons, look to claim the scalp of Kenya the second time in 4 days when they lock ons in the second of a 2-match series for a sport in the 2025 World Series at Impala Stadium, Nairobi on Sunday. The Nigerians made history on Thursday by charging to a 22-14 win over Kenya in the first leg of the first ever MEA Women's Rugby League World Cup qualifiers at the same venue. Newly appointed Nigeria coach Bolu Fagborun exuded much confidence heading into the encounter. His charges left no margin for permutations going into decisive clash on Sunday. And still on sport, President Federation Cup champions El Kanemi Warriors are set for what will be their second game of the 2024/2025 Nigeria Premier Football League season against Nasarawa United on March Day 3 at the Lafia Township Stadium on Saturday. The game holds 1 week after the Solid Miners had their first home game of the season postponed indefinitely after Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, was ravaged by flooding. Goalkeeper Judge Abine said the team has managed to shake up the setback that prevented them from holding regular first-team training at the Maiduguri Stadium. And that wraps up our bulletin on news now. Many thanks for watching. See you again next time.